I guess this is a vlog. So today is all about journals. Let me show you. For those of you who may be unfamiliar with me, my name is Alex L. I am an author, a teacher, and someone who enjoys bringing people closer to themselves on the pages of their journals. I have been an author since I was 23. I'm 35. And my career started as a personal practice of writing in my journal. My very, very, very first book, those of y'all who have been with me for a minute know that it's called Words from a Wanderer. Oh my gosh, my first baby book. And it was a collection of love notes and poems that I had written in my own personal journal or in my notes app on the iPhone, on my computer. All the things, right? And so now we're here, fast forward to 2025, and we are here. And I have since taught thousands upon thousands of people, women in particular, how to find their voice and their healing on the pages of a notebook. And I've also written many books. My last book, How We Heal, was a New York Times best-selling book. And I am working on my 6th book called The Company We Keep as we speak. Well, not in this very moment, but you know what I mean. And the manuscript is due in March. And so what I wanted to do was come on here and sit down and give you guys some tips on how to start your writing practice, your journaling practice, and to create it in a way that feels accessible, easeful, and not intimidating. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about joy journaling and how to bring our micro moments of joy to the page. So I am going to actually make some tea, get myself together, and then we'll sit at the dining room table and chat. Okay? So something that I love to do every day is make my matcha. It is a part of my morning routine. I actually keep our matcha in here. That big bag is our overflow. So I like to do 2 teaspoons of matcha. Look how green it is. It's like this is my favorite part of the day. It's just such a soothing process. I know that some people might be like, girl, you're just making tea, but it makes a difference. Having to slow down, be present, take your time. There's a lot of steps with making a good matcha. Not hard steps, but it's not just steeping a tea bag, you know? My trick is making a thick paste, kind of like a matcha concentrate. I guess it's really not a trick, but that's what I like to do before adding more water. See, take a look. Oh, it smells so good. So I'm making a cookie butter matcha today. So let's get the cookie butter powder. This is it. I don't like my matcha, my coffee, or my tea too sweet, and this stuff is sweet. So if you're thinking about using it, you literally only need like a half a teaspoon. Okay? That's it. Then I like to add more water in here. That's it, just a little bit. I have this matcha whisk. That's just easier. I'm not about to do that again. Sorry, matcha traditionalist. I'm using my electric thingy. A little bit of maple syrup. And then a splash of almond extract. Top tier. Thank me later. Like the tiniest, teensiest bit, though, because it's hella strong. Our beautiful green matcha. Girl, come on. There we go. Perfect. That almond extract, y'all, it does something to it in the best way. Let's go sit down. Grab your journal and your favorite pen. Come on. I have 3 kids, 2 of which are little kids, and their stuff is always everywhere. So y'all are getting the real thing. These aren't going to be pristine YouTube videos. I was really feeling stressed about even starting because I didn't want it to look like I'm on a set. This is my house. And I'm like, you know what? They just gonna get it. The real thing. Okay, come sit. So normally I do a lot of my work here at the kitchen table. I did set up like a desk area in our bedroom and it's beautiful and I love it, but I always end up back at the dining room table, especially when no one is home and it's just me. There is something comforting about being in the kitchen and having the space to get up, have my tea, have my coffee, and just start my morning routine here when the kids have gone off to school, when my husband has left for the day. And it really just brings me a lot of joy. And since that's what we're talking about today, I wanted to make sure I was in a space where I do my personal writing practice that's outside of book writing and content creation and all those things, non-work related. Journaling is just for me. And I have to be honest, I have gotten away from it. And that's mainly because I teach writing to heal and affirmation writing and workshops and retreats and things. And sometimes like my personal writing practice, I just literally don't feel like it. But in 2025, I am getting back to my joy and I am getting back to prioritizing myself and being able to come back to something that at one point in my life really saved me. I like to start small, and this is not the first time I've gotten away from my personal writing practice and come back to it. As an author, my relationship with writing is very different, but that is no longer going to be my excuse for not showing up on the page with honesty. Okay, so joy journaling. What is it? I define joy journaling to my students and clients as an act of literally writing down 1, 2, or 3 small, teeny tiny micro moments that bring you a sense of happiness, inner peace, that make you laugh or maybe catch you by surprise. The reason why I think joy journaling is so vital, it's because we often miss things. We're not paying attention. We're constantly scrolling, answering emails, on the phone, distracted. And when we start a daily practice of not only finding moments of joy, we also find moments of gratitude. For example, when I'm out and about and I see something that makes me giggle, I will write it down or take a mental note and then write it down later. Or if I'm at my favorite cafe and they have the chocolate croissants that I love, fresh and ready to go with my Earl Grey tea or my cappuccino, that literally gives me so much joy. Being on my morning walk and not listening to anything in my ear, like music or a podcast or a book, but really just being with nature and listening to the birds sing and listening to the cars go by and paying attention to my own breath and my own heartbeat, the rhythm of my steps, how the wind blows. Like, it's so basic, guys, but there are so many people, as we know, who are dead and gone and will never feel the warm breeze on their face, who will never feel the chill of a snowflake again, who will never listen to music again, who will never eat a warm croissant again. And maybe it's because I'm 35 now and I'm watching my kids grow up. I have my oldest will be 18 this year. And I'm really looking at life through a different lens. Life is too short to not pay attention to our moments of joy. And so I really want to encourage anyone out there who is looking to lean deeper into a journaling practice to start with this joy journal. It's not about being hyper-focused on happiness. It's about presence. Okay, so this is an invitation to presence. Starting a joy journal is simple. All you need is a journal, and I have a few of my favorites here, along with a brand new one that I haven't used yet. So the first one, this is a Moleskine. I love their journals. They're lined, has a little bookmark, love it. They are on the expensive side. There is another brand called Paperage, I believe. I'll put the name on the screen somewhere. Very affordable, very cute. I often refer my clients to those. I don't have Amazon links and affiliate links and all those things. So you just gonna have to search, girl. You just gonna have to search. We have a karst stone paper planner. Now this is a little bit different. It is an agenda. First of all, side note, their planners are made from or the paper is made from rocks or stones or something, and it is the smoothest writing experience. What I like about planners for journaling is that it doesn't have to be used for your day-to-day. It can, but it doesn't have to be. What could be fun is using a planner, and instead of writing your day and your schedule, you write your moment of joy in each of the little boxes every day. This journal I just got, I will share the creator's name on the screen somewhere. It's called the AM Journal. It is so beautiful. It is a linen journal and it is guided. Now, what I love about a guided journal is that if you find yourself going blank, you have a question that you can answer, and then you have often calls to action, and it's just easier to get started with your writing practice. If you're more of a hold my hand through it type of girl, okay, guided journals, that's what we make them for, to hold your hand and to make you feel safe and comfortable and also not intimidated by the page, because a blank page, girl, I already know it can be very, very intimidating. And then lastly, I have this beautiful leather journal. It's custom from Etsy. I had my favorite phrase, which is "May it be so," embossed on it. I use this to put like my prayers in them, my declarations. This one says, I'm gonna read this one to you. This is from January 7th. May my mind find quiet. May my mind find ease. May my heart stay open. May I embrace lightness. May I welcome joy. May I trust the process. May it be so. May all that is to be so in my life be. Next, we have pens. Of course, I'm an author. I love a pen. I'm also a stationery hoarder. I think that probably takes precedent over being an author. But I love a good pen. And so with our writing practice, making it exciting and fun is, at least for me, is what helps my consistency. So some nights I will set out the journal that I'm writing in and set out my favorite pen, and right now it is this one. And when I come down in the morning, I have my matcha and I have my pen and my journal waiting for me. Figure out what works. Make your writing practice exciting. Yes, we're just writing about joy. Just writing about joy. Joy is a big deal. We're just writing about joy, but make it a ritual for yourself. That's what I tell my students all the time. You deserve a soft place to land on the page and in your space. And so if your morning routine or your nighttime routine or even just your mindfulness practice needs a little zhuzh, make it an experience for yourself. Why? Because you deserve it. Set a timer to go off at the same time every day and give yourself 5 minutes to look around you, to reflect on the day so far or the day prior, and think about where you saw, found, felt joy. Having your alarm go off every day at lunchtime, let's say, could be a great way to pause, reevaluate, reflect, and zoom in on the joyful moments that have presented themselves to you. And if your day is feeling crappy, maybe the joy is, I'm just grateful that it's almost 5 o'clock. I am joyful about the fact that I get to go home from this job. Maybe it's that. I don't want anything that you do on the page to feel performative or to turn into a pain in the butt. So if you're giving yourself permission to take a moment of pause to examine joy, maybe it's something so simple. It could be how the sunlight is coming through your window. It could be the flavor of your tea or the color of your mug, or simply a quiet moment to yourself. I want to remind you that this doesn't have to be a grand gesture. This doesn't have to be a performance, and it does not have to be perfect. Again, reminding ourselves to come back to the moment, to come back to ourselves so that we can pay closer attention to where we're seeing our joy and then how we can find gratitude for those moments. Another thing I want to encourage you to do is to be gentle with yourself, but also be consistent, because I know that we get that confused with, oh, I'm just being gentle with myself. I'm not going to force myself to do anything. Well, that's how we get off track, friend. And how do I know that? Because I am her. I am her. Oh, I'm being gentle with myself. I'm being compassionate and kind, when really, I know the truth. I'm putting it off. And so if we want to create consistency in our lives, we have to be realistic. And we also have to hold ourselves accountable. That goes for any and everything. So you have the idea to set your alarm to go off at the same time every day. You can make a list of where you want to find joy. You can use a calendar to collect all your joy. Get your fancy pens out or your basic pens out. Get your favorite journal out, expensive or cheap, and dedicate time to yourself. Because at the end of the day, this practice is about coming home to you. It's not about seeing the bright side. It's about paying attention. We also deserve joy. We know life be lifing. The world is the world. And so giving ourselves this gift of presence and joy seeking is beautiful. Okay? Make time for yourself, write it down, hold yourself accountable, find a joy buddy. Find a joy buddy. And you guys exchange your moments of joy every day. Do something. I'm talking to myself. Alex, do something, girl. The benefits of joy journaling. High level, cultivating more gratitude, grounding down in the present moment, tangible reminders of the soft moments of life, even when it's feeling hard as hell, okay? That's one of the biggest things for me, is having these tangible reminders that life, yes, may be hard and feel heavy, but I have moments of softness and I have the blessing of joy, even if it's something small, like the cozy socks or my heating pad or my satin pillow that was just cold enough when I laid down last night. Those little things aren't going to change the world or create world peace. Unfortunately, I wish it was that easy, but it'll change our inner world and create a more peaceful dynamic within self, which then feeds out into those that we are in relationships with. And then 4, it's a practice of self-compassion. Writing about joy isn't to pacify the struggles that we go through, but it is to give ourselves some space to celebrate life, to celebrate being above ground. And I know that that may seem really hard to do when you're struggling, But I just want to remind you, you are so deeply worthy of happiness, of joy, of peace, of clarity. And so my hope is you will find what brings you back home to yourself, what makes you smile, what makes you slow down, and what makes you pay attention to those teeny tiny moments. And so when we are making our lists or keeping our joy planners, we can go back and see all that we've been through over the month. And then hopefully at the end of the year, we have 12 months of joy documented. So that's it for today. Thank you for sitting down at the table with me. Thank you for having tea with me. I am looking forward to hearing what your joy is. I am happy to hold your hand through it and to be your buddy, because I'm going to be doing it too, girl. I'm going to be doing it too. Okay? I will see you at the next video. I hope it won't be years before I'm back on YouTube. Bye.